this very famous chapter called as sampling. This is the first class of it, which we'll be discussing today, and we will be discussing all about sampling, right? Before I start my session, I would request you to let me know whether audio and video is everything perfect and fine. Just let me know in the chat whether audio and video is everything perfect or fine. Perfect and fine. Also, our CIB English medium batch has recently started. In case you want to enroll, the batch link is given in the chat, right? You can directly click on it and join the batch by using the code Y183, which will provide you 81% discount. The class timing is morning, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Okay. So I think let's start. If you're new at Officer Adda 24/7 and if you're preparing for JIB, CIB, Bank Promotion Exam or CCP, right, or any other certification program, then in that case, you can subscribe our channel, press the bell icon so that you stay ahead of all the recent updates. So let's start. Let's understand the concept of sampling. So here in this example, you can see there's a girl, Meera, and she's a researcher. And she wants to start a new project, and the name of the project is How Stress Impacts the Life of Students in India. So she wants to start a project in this, right, research project where the topic is how stress impacts the life of college students in India. Now, in order to analyze the stress impact, right, that the students are facing, obviously she'll have to connect to the college students. Assuming that there are 1 crore college candidates, right, in India, tell me, is it possible for Meera, right, to ask a question to each and every person, right, all these college students, which are 1 crore in number, is it possible for Meera to ask them question and then develop an observation and then give an answer or then come to a conclusion that yes or no, the stress has impacted the life of students in India? Right. Now, if she follows the concept and she, analyzes or talks to 1 crore college student, it will take a lifetime for her to complete this research and come with an answer. What do you think would be an ideal strategy over here? Do you think we have to analyze or ask question to each and every college candidate? No. So there comes the concept of sample. For her research, she will have to talk to every student who is studying in college in India. Is it practically possible to talk to every student studying in college? No, it is not. The answer is very clearly no, that it is not possible for us or for anyone for that matter to talk to 1 crore college student, or maybe if it is even 50 lakh. Is it possible? Is it feasible? There is time limitation, there's cost limitation, there's so many things. It is not. So in this situation, what we do in order to come up with the findings, come up with the conclusion, Meera decided to choose few students on which she will be doing research and develop her finding. That means, what is Meera going to do? Out of 1 crore people or 1 crore college student, right? So, out of 1 crore college student, she will select few out of them, and then develop her observation and then decide that, whether this is correct or not. I hope this is visible. Correct? Now, so now this entire students, entire population, what it is called as? What it is called as? Okay. Now, when you talk about the entire college student, right, they are here referred as to population. What do you mean by population? Population simply means, right, that over here, any living and non-living creature can be population. So population here never means only living beings. In case of stats, population means, no, that's wrong, right? So what does population in case of statistic means? It means anything that is a matter of research, right? Anything that is matter of research on which we are drawing our conclusion, or on which we are on which we will draw a finding. It could be living, it could be non-living. Let's take few more examples. Few more examples would be battery life. If we are working or researching on an average battery life, then here the entire batteries that are used in car will be example of population. Right? So I hope this is clear. Now, out of this, she selected these candidates. The portion of population, or the few people that are selected from the population, are called as sample. So all these are sample, right, or a matter of research, right, for Meera. Now what she will do, let's say she took 10 candidates over here, right? She took 10 candidates over here, and right, and she came up with the conclusion or finding that 60% of students, right, they were stressed. Now this observation will be applied to this, and it would be said that out of 1 crore, 60% of the students are stressed. I hope this is clear, right? So what we will do, we will develop our findings and we will apply it over population. I hope this is clear to everyone. Now, statisticians use the word population to refer not only to people but to all the items that are to be studied. The word sample is used to describe a portion chosen from the population. A population is the entire group that you want to draw conclusion about. A sample is the specific group that you will collect data from. The size of the population is always less than the total size of the population. So yes, sample size will always be less from the population because you are choosing out of many one. Alright. A population is the entire group that you want to draw conclusion. So what is population? It is basically the entire group on which we are going to draw our conclusion. And sample is the specific data that we are going to work on, or we will collect information about. I hope this is clear to everyone. In case of any doubt, you can just let me know in the chat. So population is the entire items that we have to study, and the chosen portion out of the population is referred as to sample, and this sample is basically less than the population, or it will be always less than the population. Now there are there are various ways in which Meera can choose sample. The two methods of sampling, probability and judgmental. Right. So probability sampling or random sampling, judgmental or non-probability sampling. So first we'll talk about probability sampling. What do you mean by probability sampling or random sampling? Now see, probability sampling or random sampling means random is something which is not fixed, right? It is random, not following a specific set. So there is no specific rule or conditions while selecting a sample. So while selecting a sample, Meera has two options. She can either go for probability or random sampling, or she can go for judgmental or non-probability sampling. So she has two options over here. If she goes for probability, there is no standard mechanism, there is no condition while selecting sample using probability sampling or random sampling. Judgmental sampling, whereas, comes up with a logical reason that why these people were opted for or chosen for the sample. So judgmental or non-probability sampling is referred as to a method of sampling where we are, deciding our sample or choosing a sample with proper logic. For example, if I say there's a research that we are doing on cancer patient, then this sample will be based on those people who are actually suffering from cancer. Now, probability or random sampling. In probability sampling, all the items in the population have a chance of being chosen in the sample. Now, when there is no fixed method, that means each and every item or each and every element of population has equal chance of selection. Can we say that? So in case of random sampling, there is no standard mechanism. The person can be chosen or the sample can be chosen from the population, and there is no logical or there is no rule with respect to it, right? So every person, every non-living creature has an equal chance of being selected while we talk about probability or random sampling. I told you in case of judgment sampling, that's not the case. In case of judgment sampling, you use a judgment to select. We use judgment to select the sample. Correct? Now, here the sample is chosen randomly from the population. There are four main types of random sampling, right? So there are four main types of simple or random sampling. That is simple random sampling, systematic sampling, stratified, and cluster. So there are four main types of random sampling. One being simple random sampling, again where every one in the population has an equal chance of selection. Systematic, where we will be following a particular sequence. Right, stratified, it talks about when you are selecting people from the population or creatures from the population with the help of uh, creating groups, right? So there are four main types of random sampling that we can try and while selecting the sample from the population. So first one you can see is simple random sampling, right? Simple random sampling means here there is equal chance for everyone. Systematic, there is a proper sequence. Stratified, when we have groups. Homogeneous and heterogeneous. So we will be discussing them in detail, but in our next session where we will be talking about what are the main four types of random sampling. Quickly, I'll take you back to the first slide and help you in revising what we have studied till now. So basically, we have studied the definition of population and sample. So the population it refers to the people that are to be studied, and the word sample is basically used to describe a portion that is chosen from the population. Population is what? It is the entire group that you want to draw conclusion about, right? It is always less than the population, correct? The size of the sample. Then we said there are two methods of sampling, one being probability or random sampling, where there is no logical or judgmental method used to identify or to select your sample. So it is random. No special knowledge is required or no special people are required over here. When you talk about judgmental sampling, it requires a judgment while selecting the sample. For example, I told you about the unfortunate situation with the cancer patient. Now, when you talk about simple random sampling, or when you talk about probability sampling or random sampling, it says here every every element of the population or all the items in the population have an equal chance of being selected. Anyone can be selected. There are four main types: simple, systematic, stratified, and cluster. Simple random sampling means just like a lucky draw or a lottery ticket, where everyone has equal chance of selection, is an example of simple random sampling. Then systematic, you might put a sequence every second person or every third person or every fourth person. You're just adding one sequence. Stratified and cluster samplings are used where we have homogeneous and heterogeneous groups. So stratified in case of homogeneous, and in case of heterogeneous it is cluster sampling. So I hope this is clear. Quickly, you can tell me your uh, details or your feedback with respect to this in the session itself or in the comment section below. Now, let me quickly tell you, in case you have not enrolled yet, then our CAIIB English medium batch and JAIIB, CAIIB bilingual batch are available, also along with CAIIB Mahapack. Now, the CAIIB English batch, it started as on 9th of December, right? And right now, the foundation classes have got completed, which are the beginners classes to uh, enhance your concept. Then there is CIB target batch, right? That also started from December 9, but it is bilingual batch. Maybe it is of no use for you if your language is an issue. Then we have CIB Mahapack, which again has English medium batch and bilingual batch. The validity of this is 1 year, right? That is 12 months. Here you will get unlimited live classes for 1 year. Then you will get revision batch, correct? All the elective subjects, case study batch, etc. Along with that, you will be provided with test series, ebooks, PDFs, etc. So in order to enroll, in case you are an English medium candidate, you have two options. Either you can enroll in this one or CIB Mahapack. Though my recommendation will be to go for CIB Mahapack because it has n number of benefits and also it is cheap in terms of cost. So let's analyze this. Now, for example, you thought of enrolling, you think of enrolling in the target batch. So this batch will run for 3 to 4 months. The classes will get over. Once the classes is over, you will have your recorded videos for the balance validity, right? So you will not get another live class. Now this is without elective, so you have to purchase the elective batch separately. This is without elective. Here the elective will cost you 1499. So altogether you're paying a cost of 6298 after using the code Y183, which is providing you maximum discount. Now let's move over here and come to this part. Here you will find that the total price is 6800 and this batch contains all those features that I was telling you: unlimited live classes, right? Then recorded videos for 1 year, etc. Right, now how to enroll in CIB Mahapack? Here you are given the code that you have to use for the purpose of discount, which is Y183, and select the coins which are provided in Adda 24/7 app. So once you enroll using the coins, you will find that uh, your coins are used before you enroll, right? That is something that you have to ensure. Plus, along with that, you have unlimited live classes for 1 year, recorded videos of all the subjects. Then that will remain with you for 1 year. Then along with that, video course of all the elective subject. Then the case study batch, numerical batch, your revision batch. All these are provided free of cost in JIB Mahapack. Right, all these are the list of benefits that you are provided. You can check all live classes, mock test, video solution, video lecture, revision batch, recorded video, ebooks, PDF, numerical batch, case study batch. All this will be provided, an ebook question specifically to the CIB Mahapack candidate. And the price offered is 6800 if you use the code Y183. So I'll tell you how you have to do this. So for this, you'll have to visit adda247.com. I hope you can see the screen. Just let me know in the chat. So once you reach over here, you have to click on, you have to select JAIIB CAIIB and click on JAIIB CAIIB Mahapack. Once you reach over here, for the purpose of enrollment, you have to click on the batch and then click on view offers or buy now. And for the purpose of discount, you have to use the code Y183 and have to click on apply. Once you click on apply, you'll see the price will reduce and come down to 7199. If you want better price or more discount, in that case, you have to select the coins which are provided in Adda 24/7 app. In case you feel no, this is a higher price and I am not comfortable, so I would strongly recommend you this is an investment and not an expense. Right. So if it is an investment, this will yield you good returns. So do not forget to invest in and buy or enroll now in CAIIB Mahapack. You even have target batches. You have to select CAIIB 2023 and out of that you'll find both the batches over here in the top. There are individual batches as well. Just select one of them. Let's say bilingual or English medium. CAIIB Mahapack is for both the candidates, bilingual as well as English medium classes. So in order to enroll, you have to click on view offers. And for the purpose of view offers, you have to use the code over here Y183 and click on apply. The prices will reduce to 4799.8. This will further reduce by 1% in case you use the coins which are provided in Adda 24/7 app. Right. So I've shared you the link. The class has already started. In case you want to join, you can just click on the link which is provided in the chat and join as soon as possible. So I'll meet you tomorrow at the same time where we will be discussing important questions and topics of CAIIB with respect to the subject ABM. In case you are comfortable in Hindi, I also have a session at 8:30 p.m. every day on Officer Adda 24/7 where I am covering ABFM. Right, so we have Regional Chapter 2. In case you want to join, you can join 8:30 class also. Also remember that this is the last day for the purpose of discount. In case you do not enroll, you will end up paying the higher amount. Right, and do not forget to use the code Y18.